Yes, I am running for Kansas State Treasurer. I have a 20-year career in risk management, so commercial insurance is where I specialize, and a little bit of retirement in my previous chapter. And what motivated me to run is education. And under our purview is a 529 college plan. It's bringing education to the school districts and working with the school district to get parents involved so they can start saving. I don't know how many of you guys went to school and came out with student debt. I was one of them. Luckily, I didn't come out with a lot, but it was still significant because when you come out of college, you don't get paid a lot. You get whether your kid wants to do a 2-year or 4-year college, they're gonna have that 529 plan, or they can go to the trades and get an apprenticeship. So you can use that money. You don't have to use it for college. I think right now it's a great opportunity if you want to get into the trades because a lot of the investments are kind of shifting. So the other thing is the second point on our platform is small business, access to capital, Main Street. All these major corporations are getting the tax breaks, are getting all these nice sugary things. But how about you guys? When was the last time you guys got a tax break? So small business, the largest employer in the United States, yet they don't have a seat at the table, and to have access to capital is almost impossible. So we're gonna start with them. And we're gonna look at our farmers. Bad policy by the administration has put them in a bad spot. Not trading with China, no access to capital, especially those small to medium size are suffering. And guess what? What do farmers do for us? Yes, they're part of our supply chain. So protecting them. So there has to be hope. And that hope comes through, access to capital, to Main Street. So construction is another one, and I want to spend a little bit of time with tech companies, especially the small ones, because the larger ones, they can't innovate as fast as the little ones. So what are they doing? They're buying the little ones off, which means they're absorbing that technology and then they get rid of everybody. So no bueno. Third thing that I want to do is establish an economic council. Why? Because aside from Texas and Florida eating everybody else's lunch money and investments, right? So if we grab the best minds of all the universities, the top universities here in Kansas, they're going to help us develop policy that we can apply, and we can start generating more jobs. How do we get a company that has been a startup to then they grow, and then how do we get them to scale? How do we keep those employees here? How do we continue to grow that? How do we stimulate Kansas? So I want to make sure that we spend time with the best minds in how to continue to stimulate the growth without really having to give all these tax breaks. It's not under my purview to give tax incentives because that's more the Commerce Department and whatever the governor at that point in time decides to do. But I want to help the little ones try to have an opportunity so that they can grow, put food on the table. And what's up? When you hire somebody, that's the best feeling. I've been there. I've done that. So the fact that you have somebody that's going to join the team and you see them 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road, I mean, it's amazing. You see that progression. No different. The fourth one is I'm going to advocate for seniors, that property tax relief. How am I going to do that? I don't make policy, but I can advocate. So this is where I'm going to go with this. If you've been in your home for 30 years plus, I'm going to advocate that if you don't have the money, because property taxes right now are off the roof, that you should stay in your home. And then upon your passing, your state will pay the taxes, the back taxes on it. You shouldn't be able to leave your home because the state decided, to do their formula a certain way, and now you're priced out of your home. And then I want a treasury that it has an outstanding, so my fifth point is having a treasury department that has an outstanding customer service. In technology, they're about 10 years behind in technology. I want to keep the same headcount. If we can grow headcount, even better, but I want to make sure that they have reliable technology that they can do their job more efficient. Instead of taking them a week to write something, if it can take them a day or two and cut down that time, to me that's efficiency. So I believe in human capital. Yeah, I can do all this stuff, but it's not always accurate. If we can have human capital and work, as a team to move Kansas forward, that's what we're gonna do. So those are the 5 pillars that we're basing our campaign on.